Yeah.
Okay, that's good. So let's begin with a few basic things. So the hosting. So begin with the hosting. Want to understand how hosting works? Maybe you should get a paper and a pen and have somewhere to note down.
Okay. Let me get a pen. Let me get a pen.
Okay. So hope you're ready. So begin with
Yeah.
how hosting works and how to buy hosting. So to buy hosting, like the way I told you, you can buy from different companies. You can just simply search, but you can just go to Google and buy hosting. Just go to Google and say purchase or buy hosting. Maybe you can say in Uganda. So they'll show you some local companies, maybe hosting services in Uganda. Then they'll show you some companies in Uganda that are selling hosting services. Yeah. Jubilee Uganda. So from there you can find which one is good for you. You can buy from international service, from international uh, companies, and among the popular ones we have what is it? We have GoDaddy. This one. We have GoDaddy. This one, GoDaddy.com. We have another one called Bluehost. These are the most popular ones. Bluehost and GoDaddy. This one they host like the whole world. So if you want to buy from directly, you can purchase from these guys. But of course, since you're not purchasing in bulk, you may end up paying more than what you could have paid buying from a local company. Because what happens is, if you buy from a local company, they also purchase from these guys. So for them, they sell in relatively lower prices because they have to make it simple for the customers. So they purchase in bulk and then they resell into portions. But if you have enough money, you can purchase directly from these guys. For example, you can see the minimum amount from these guys of GoDaddy. It is $100 per month, which is so expensive. From a retailer, you can pay like 5 years hosting at this $100. You see, come here to this was Bluehosting. I mean, this was GoDaddy, but if you come to Bluehost, why is it not like? Let me open here Bluehost. If you come to Bluehost, you'll find that all the prices are a bit higher compared to the retailers. So what do? You better buy from local companies because they'll reduce for you the price. But if you want to buy first class, first hand hosting, you can just buy directly from these people. And you need a credit card to purchase from these guys. So you can come here, for example, domains. You can come here to hosting to see the hosting pricing here. Hosting, if you want to purchase a domain, you can come here. So with that said, I'm going to show you how you can purchase a hosting from a local company or from a retailer. There's something that I'm downloading that is making computer slow. It's going to finish. Okay, so that's it. This guy is very slow because I'm doing something, but you see, just a domain is $12 of .com, a domain of .org is $9-10. .net is $14. Like, you'll find things a little bit expensive, but if you go to a local company, things will be a little bit cheaper because they are retailing, so they buy in bulk and make it a little bit simple for us. So let us see how we can buy from a local company. So to buy from a local company, like, there is one popular company that I always use for me because I found everything that I want and I've never got a serious problem with them, so I don't have a reason to shift to another company. So that company is Hosting. Bangladesh. You can use it from anywhere in the world because it is international, of course. It's not about that if you host from this company then your website will be related. No, it is just a company based here. It is a retail company. They don't have their own direct servers. They just also buy and resell. So they make it simple for us. So you can convert the currency to US dollar if things look a little bit complicated with their pricing by just clicking on USD. But when you click on USD, things look again a little bit high. Okay, so what do? You better just keep in the other currency, the local currency, and then you'll be converting manually by yourself. So my internet is slow because I'm downloading something right now. It's going to finish, but okay. So here they will show you pricing in per month. That's the problem. Like, when you convert to US dollar, everything is made per month. So you better keep in the other currency, and then you'll be converting to it by yourself. So if you want to convert, just say BDT, that's the currency here, to USD. Then you'll be seeing the pricing. For example, if I turn to BDT, you'll see that what was being shown in a year, it was shown in what in per month in USD. So better use this local currency. So now you see here the domain is what 950. So if you come here and check how much is 950 US dollar, 950 BDT to USD, this is just 11 what 11 $11. Let us see what was this guy selling. This was $13. So you see that you've saved $1 by just buying a domain from these people. $2. So that is first from the hosting. So that is a domain of .com, then .net. The rest, it is just like that. So, like the way I told you, you have two things that you have to buy when you're buying when you're buying hosting, because these two things are different. You have a hosting, a domain. Domain is the name of your of your project, the name of your company, the name that you're going to use to parent at your hosting. So domain can be maybe enews.com. That must be your domain. So enews.com will be that link that will give the people to visit your news. Then this enews will need is just a name. So this name is what we buy, and this name is what we call what? Domain. You can buy it independently and separately from another company, from a different company. So this we just buy it to give you a space or an IP on internet so that you can spare anything that comes to this link by yourself. So this name is just like a name, but without a what? A container where we are going to keep the content. I hope you understand it. So
Yeah.
the container where we keep the content that we will use for hosting, because you know hosting is a website is made of what? Of files, just a combination of files that are executed and converted to HTML, and then the HTML file they are sent to the browser, and the browser can present them. So we need a computer that will store these things on internet and make them be available all the time. So that computer and that storage is what we call what? It's what we normally call hosting. So hosting, I'm going to create it here. This is practical. Don't think like I'm speaking things like like teachers how they speak in classes like theory. No, this is real world practical. So don't think like it is theory. Okay, because might be having there like I'm teaching you, might be thinking that I'm teaching you just some concept, something like that. No, this is real world things that I'm teaching you. Okay, so you have that perception that you're learning something that that is existing, that you're going to implement, because theories are enough. So far we have covered enough theories. So let me create here some text box. So now this is our hosting. These are hearts, our hosting, and this is our heart, this is our domain. So this is the what? The storage. This is our link here. Or we call it IP address. So this one is where we'll store the data. You understand? And this is the what? Our link. So you can buy these things separately from different companies, and you can make this one point anywhere, as I'll show you. Do you understand?
Yes.
So if you buy this one only, yes, you'll have allocated a name for you, but you will have nowhere to keep your files if you buy this one only. So this you just will be hanging, so you cannot host your website. Now if you buy this hosting, it will also be separately and only. This will also be just a space for you and to point and you have no way to access it. It will have some IP, so that IP is a little bit complicated, so people cannot access it simply. You cannot access it apart from you logging in and then check the files by yourself. So it is hard to access if you buy this one only. But this is the space where you're going to keep your the files of your website. So you can buy this from the same companies or buy it in different companies and make this one point at any place. So if I want to make this one point here, then I'll have to do what? To join this hosting. There's this domain with this one. Then I'll be able to do what? This website will be able to point at this hosting. So we just set that setting, and that change can, if you want to change it, can take like 24 hours to switch to any other hosting that you shift to. So if you do this, then it means that this domain, it is now pointing at some space in internet where your storage or where your data is stored. So that's it. So this is different money for the computer. This is where that will keep your files on internet, and this is also different money for the services that will do what? That will keep your website with a unique name on internet. So it means that since this one is a storage, so it means that the sizes will limit. You can buy a phone which is having 2 GB storage with its own price. You can buy a phone which is having 4 GB with its price. You can buy a phone which is having 8 GB storage. You can buy a phone which is having 16, a phone which is having 32. So a phone that is having 64 GB storage is not equal to the phone. It might not be the same price as the phone which is 2 GB storage. Okay, because the other one is 64, it is higher. So likewise to hosting services. So for example, if you come here you see what I told you. If you want to buy domains, you come here. If you want to buy, you see here under domains, you have domain registration, domain of .bd. So if you want a domain with .ug, .org, if you want to transfer domain from one website to another, from one hosting service, from one company to another, you start from here. If you want to search a domain, if it's existing or not, you can search from here. So that is for domain section. Like the I told you here, domain is separate. And then here we have hosting section. So this is for the place of storage. So if I click on SSD here, hosting, it will show me different packages that I can choose according to the size of my website, according to the target of traffic that I'm planning, according to the value of my website. All those things I can put them in consideration, and I see, for example, this is 5 GB. That can be enough for a WordPress website. So if it's going to be a very huge website, you can need 15 GB, and you can see the speed, you can see the CPU that is allocated, you can see the RAM. There's this one, unlimited, everything is almost unlimited. So it is that price. So just like what I told you, depending on the capabilities of hosting service, you can determine which hosting you should use. The price depends on the capabilities of a certain hosting company. So you can see here the domain, and you can see here the hosting storage. So these two, they are different. Like I have already said that. So if, for example, I want to buy this, okay, so what will I do? I'll just click on buy now, for example. But oh, these guys, they have an error. The agent has come back. This error was there yesterday, last night. Too bad. So let me try to contact them. So the good thing about these people, they're always on what? On internet, so they can help you in case you get any problem anytime. So if I want to connect them, I just say, hi, this is Windows. So I can put, so you see the guy will just come online. So I can tell them maybe my hosting service of gnews24.info. So I am facing this problem when I want to log in to hosting. Then I send them the problem. So you see, they'll respond immediately. That's the good thing about these people. They'll respond. That's what they'll tell us. So you see, if I want to buy this hosting, I just click on buy now. Their database is having some problems since yesterday. This is just a temporary thing. It becomes okay and sometimes goes on, and is independent of your own hosting. So you can click on what? On buy now. So as you click on buy now, it will take you to the place where we can log in and then start placing the order. The steps of placing the order, they're pretty straightforward. They'll ask if you want to buy the domain at the same time. So if you don't want, then they'll ask you to give the domain of your previous of another company or of your previous hosting that should point at your new hosting. So one of the two, either choose to transfer domain or you choose to buy a new domain from them. So with that said, now let us see what's the meaning of these two. So hosting is separated into two, basically, like this. Just like our local hosting, not even two, just it is separated into two, just okay. When you purchase a hosting, it is separated into two, whereby here we have storage of files, and you have storage of data. Or what you always call data base. You know the use of database? It stores sophisticated data, like a record of one student or a record of a user where he's having the name called Mohindo and the password 1234 and his email is mob0x@gmail, something like that. Just that such a record, you may not need to create for it a separate file. That will be crazy. Like every user create for them, there are different files. If Mohindo logs in, this is his file. If this one, no, that will be so crazy. So that what we do, we create a database that we insert those records there. So in case we want to log in someone, we can just retrieve a record, just a record, and then we get it back here, and then we write here some logic in these files, in this storage of files, and then you can decide what you should do. What you should do, display to a certain what, to a certain user. Okay, storage of file. This will be just many files. So basically here we have files and database. That's the main thing. So there is a container where we're storing the records that the hosting. So we have the database and storage. So these two things, they are the main. There are other things, I don't know what, others are almost settings, but the main two things here is what is the storage of files and the database. So this is why you call it what, a storage. So this guy, he must point at a default hosting space. Let me see what this guy they reply me. Let me ask them question mark maybe. Yeah, they are facing this problem. So with that said, now let us see how these two are connected or how can be used. So I'll go to my sometimes they speak in their language, so I have to inform them that I speak English and then they'll respond to in English. So I'm going to log into my hosting. Right now they are facing this challenge of their customer management system. Okay, so we'll have to wait until it is okay. But before we even wait until it is okay, I'm going to log in to my hosting directly. So to log into your hosting, let me try one. There is one called minhajmedia.com. So this, for example, is one of the websites, minhajmedia.com. So if I want to log into it, I can go to minhajmedia.com, then I put stroke cPanel. Stroke cPanel. So by doing this, it will give you an access to log into your control panel without it will give you an access to log into your cPanel without passing through the company hosting. Like the way I told you that you don't need a company access to access your hosting, but this company that you buy from, they help you to give you an entry to log into your hosting. But you can see this company, their user management system is currently down, but that cannot stop us from logging from our own hosting. Okay, so to log into your own hosting, just note down, you put the name of your domain and then put stroke cPanel. cPanel stands for control panel. Control panel is a place where you can control anything in your hosting. I mean, for the hosting services. So let me put here some information that I'm going to use to log in to this hosting company. I hope you've noted that one down. is another hosting, so let me try to log in. I don't think they'll accept. So this login information is sent to you to your email when you finish purchasing. If you put too much wrong information, they block you, in fact. Let me see. Which hosting should I use? Commerce. If you try many wrong entries, they block your IP. These guys, they must be undergoing some technical problem at this moment. Let me try going to my mail. Okay, there's another hosting that I'm currently using. There's another hosting that I'm currently using. These guys are currently going under technical problem and they are going to solve it. So let me use another hosting company. So this is for Bluehost. Do you know Lukman Primary School?
I've heard about it, but I don't know it. I've never gone there, but enjoyed it.
Or anywhere?
I don't know, but I hear with word. I don't know if it's even called. I might not be.
Entebbe?
Entebbe?
Entebbe,
yeah, maybe.
So this is their dashboard, like when you a lot of emails, assignments, websites, links. Okay. So this is when you buy from Bluehost. So I'm going to show you. If I come here to my domains, I can see the domains that I currently purchased. So I can manage them from here, like if I want to transfer to another hosting. So if I want to transfer a domain to another hosting, maybe I'm done with this company, I'm no longer interested in it, I can as well transfer by simply clicking on here, transfer. Then the procedures will come. They're so simple procedures. What you do, you just say continue, and then they'll give you a link, a code. That code, you copy it, and when you're purchasing here, instead of saying that I'm purchasing new domain, you say I'm transferring domain. I hope you're listening carefully. You just say I'm transferring new domain. So if you transfer a new domain, they'll ask you to enter the code that they provided you from this side. from this side, and then when you enter it from that side and they verify that code is correct, then they will tell you we will connect your domain after 24 hours. So they will transfer it after 24 hours and maybe put it to another company. So I'll not do that for now, but that's how you can transfer a domain. So I want to show you how to access cPanel for these companies, because a lot of things I want to do for cPanel. So you see, I click on on advanced on Bluehost, then I was able to see the cPanel. So cPanel may vary according to the company that you're hosting with, but the basic informations, everything is almost the same. Everything is almost the same. So this is the cPanel that I was telling you about. This is the cPanel. So there are different tools that you can use in cPanel. First of all, they'll show you the information about your hosting, the space, the storage, the emails, and everything. They'll show you from here. Okay, here. Now here they'll show you different tools, like want to access the files. Remember I talked about file. So the file is here. Like remember we talked here that even though everything in hosting, there are just two things. Main thing, one is file, another thing is database. These are the main two things for hosting. The rest are just tools how to manage those two, the database and the file management system. So that's why I see here the first thing they show you is the file management. So if you click on file manager, they'll take you to a space where you can manage your files. If you want to compress the images and the rest, the directory privacy. If you want to set private some directory, some folders to be secured, maybe to access a folder someone might enter username and password, use this one. So disk storage, you want to see this that you're remaining with, the web disk, FTP accounts, we're going to look at them, etc. You can do here. So you see what I told you. So here is about files. Then the next thing that is important is the database. So all the information about the database, it is here. phpMyAdmin and the rest, it is here. Then you have emails. This email, they allow us or they enable us to do custom email that are to our companies. For example, if you've ever had maybe a name at a certain domain.com, so those emails we create them from here. That's very important. Emails, maybe mohindo at ugnews24.com, information at ugnews24.com, whatever at your own domain.com. So those things, or those custom emails that are depending on the company, you do them from here. I hope you're listening.
Yes.
So these matrices, these are about the statistics and the errors that are happening on your website. Then you have security. This security, if you want to block an IP, you want to see if there is anything that is being blocked. The SSLs, these are the rest ones are what are tools. So SSL, this one is also a security tool, very important, that we use to verify this connection. So if your domain is showing that it is having some error in SSL, maybe if your domain, they show that your website is not secured. If you want to solve that problem, you come here to SSL and install a what? An SSL. I'll also show you that one. SSL. So we come to the software. So these softwares, they help us to perform different things. Like you want to install WordPress automatically without using manual way of downloading WordPress and then upload it and install it. You can use these softwares to perform for you those tasks. These softwares here. Then we have cron jobs. These are things that you can do automatically with time. If you want to change the language, these are settings. There's one thing that I'll show you also here. So we begin. So those are the tools in brief. So let us first begin at emails, because I've never shown you this before. So these emails, custom emails that are depending on domain, they are important because they help to give the confidence to the person who you sent the email to know that this email is really from a particular company. So we use these custom emails to do that. For example, this website, I'm going to create one email for that website. So some hosting services will limit those emails here according to what you purchased. Others will give unlimited. So I'm going to create one email account for my own hosting. You can decide all your employees, you create them for them on emails on your own domain. You can decide all your customers, you give them free emails on your domain, something like that. So I'm going to create one account for this hosting. So I click here, email account. So when I click on email accounts, it'll load for me. So different companies, different user interface, but the target is just the same. So I'll come here and enter the email that I want to create. Oh, sorry, there. For example, info@mydomain.com. It's already there. Now, for example, I want to create my own, mohindo@lukman.whatever.com. So to do that, I can just simply come and say create. You see, create. Then when I create, I come and select the domain that I want to use. So there it is there. So I want to create here maybe the email for head teacher. So I can just say head teacher at lukmanprimaryschool.ac.ug. That is my email, custom email. I believe you've seen that before. So I can give it storage to become unlimited, and then create folder according to this email, send welcome email for testing, stay on this page after creating. So this email you can do them from here. So not sure to put the password from manage subdomains. So all the rest you can just settings from here, you can set them from here, but they're just pretty forward and simple steps. So I have put a teacher at this.com. So after, what else? I'm not seeing the submit button. Manage domain. So let me see, go back, I don't know. So I think create, I'll see the submit button, unlimited, extend this. Okay, I think this is submit button. not seeing the submit button. Press enter. You have I don't see the submit button. Okay, but basically this is where you create the email from. I'll find out what is the problem, but that's where we create the emails from. So if you want to create subdomain, this one I want to create. So let me see. A teacher that.com. Where's the submit button? Can you see it? No password.
No, I'm not seeing it anywhere.
Even there's nowhere to create a password. But we'll see that later. Let me go back. I'll see how to fix that later. Maybe their email here, they're limited. So once you have an email, you can even check that email by clicking here as well. And also if you have a computer, you can log in to that email using the computer software. You can log into that email using Gmail account for Android. You just go to Gmail application for Android and then say login, and then where they say that you should put the email, you say it is for another company, and then they will ask you to enter the full email. So you enter the email with your with your hosting, and once you enter the email with your hosting, you just put once you enter the email and the hosting, you put the password, and then your account will be able to be logged in to your Gmail account. I mean to your Gmail application. So you see, I've just opened this email of info@thiscompany.com. You can see I have this email that was sent automatically to show that my account was created. Okay, even the password was set. So this one is, so if I want to create an email, the interface is so weird because it is just a free email on hosting. So if I want to create an email, I can just compose, click here. So this is a software that is used to log into your email. We call them webmail. So for example, let me send this email to one of the companies. I mean to one of my emails. Okay, so I can bold, I can do what, so I can save as draft, and then after I can attach even a file if I want. Then if I finish, I click on send. So the interface is so weird, but it performed the task. So the email was sent. So if I come to my hosting, if I come to my, you see, if I come to my email, let me refresh, I'll expect you see that this email that has come. So if you see, it is coming from the custom domain. Can you see it? It is coming from custom domain, and that is very important for companies which need authenticity. You see, it's an email from a specific custom domain. Very important, and you should learn how to do what, how to create these things. So it works. I can reply and send. So also when you want to check, we just simply come to inbox and refresh. click on inbox and refresh, you'll see that in case there's a new email, it will also be saved here. Replied, I don't know that the reply has been sent. Okay, the reply is sending, has not been sent. Okay, I think the reply is sent. So if I come to this, I come and click on inbox again. I hope to see the what? The reply. So if I refresh, let us refresh. Inbox, you see the inbox is now showing 1. You see there is a reply here, a testing. So if I click there, you see the reply is here. It works as a reply to this one. So that is how the webmails work. But these webmails, like I told you, it can be logged into mobile applications. It can be even logged into Microsoft Word. To Microsoft Outlook. Have you ever heard of something called Outlook? Outlook is a software for emails. So you can log in this webmail to this Outlook. My Windows is not updated, but in a new Windows there is a software called Mail. Mail. I don't know whether I say it. It's called Mail. So you can open that software called Mail. It is having better interface compared to Outlook. So that Mail, I don't have it here. That Mail, if you log into it, you can also log in these web mails. Very important. Note it down how to use them. Web mails is very important for company to show authenticity. You can create as many mails as you want. Even some you can create them programmatically. So I can create a new account, but I don't know why it's not creating a new account here. I don't know why. We'll find out. Okay, so after doing that, let me go back to my hosting. So to go to hosting, I just simply go to advanced. We go to one more thing, which is called FTP. FTP is another important thing, very, very important. Very important. But before we go to FTP, let's first go to File Manager. So to go to File Manager, you simply click on File Manager, and then you'll be able to see where your files are located. I hope if this place is not very new for you, very new to you, at least you should have seen it somewhere, somehow. So all your files, default files, will be allocated here for the main domain, public HTML. Okay, so your files will be allocated here. So like the way I told you, the default file is index.php. But if you don't have index.php, then it will show any files here, all the files. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to upload here a file and try to access it using our domain. Just like the way I told you here, that if you have a domain here, you can use that domain to access the file in our storage here. So we are going to do that by putting a file here, just a file. I'm going to put a file here in this storage, and then I'm going to access that file using the domain. Do you understand?
Yep.
Okay, so let us do that. So like they say that all our public files, they're in public.html. So let me upload there one file. So to upload, you first go to where you want to upload, then I click on what to upload. I can even create a folder within. Now let me upload here one file. Have any photo? Yes, okay. No. Okay, so we have this file called tomatoes1.jpg. I'm going to upload this file to my internet, to my hosting, so I can try to access it using domain. So let me upload that file. I'll just drag and drop it here. I don't pass through the hosting, so my file has been uploaded successfully. So if I come back to my domain and I click on my public HTML, you will see this file somewhere. If I refresh, you see it is here. I hope you can see it. Tomatoes1.jpg. So what I want to do now, I want to show you that I can access this file by using this domain. So to do that, I'll come to the hosting domain. Now if I go directly, what is it going to do without specifying? It's going to open the default index file. Now I want to specify a specific file that I want on the hosting, you see, default one. But for what I want to do right now, I want to specify a specific file. So to specify a specific file that is on top of your hosting, you just simply put stroke. So if it is inside another folder, put another folder name like that until you reach a file. But my file is just on top, so I'll just put stroke and then the file. If I press enter, can you see? The file is accessed. But it is accessed through the what? Through the domain. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how these two are related. Very important thing that you have to understand. So it means that this guy is now well connected to this one. Okay. So for today, we'll stop from here. I have to first understand what I've taught you properly. These things that I've taught you, practice them. Then maybe in next class, the next meeting, I'll show you FTP, the SSL, PHP INI, WordPress, behind the curtains, like what is happening behind WordPress, and how to solve some WordPress errors, and other things like FTP and the rest. Yeah, but for now, it is now 1 hour, so you can first understand what I've taught you properly, the emails, and the file
Someone
management.
wanted me to do it, to make for him those emails. And I had some things to change. The site is already there, so we shall just modify some text.
Which text? Which text?
Like the website
Someone tasked you. Did someone task you to create such emails of company for domains?
Yeah, if I can.
So
Didn't I send you the site that someone gave me?
But you never told me about those.
The contact form.
You never told me about
told you.
custom
No.
emails. Did you tell me about custom emails?
Like I told you. At first, what he wanted to know whether I can access
The hosting.
it after he has just given me the login details for the cPanel.
And that's what I'll show in the next class,
Then
in the next meeting.
We're going to upload to change the logo because he got a new logo like that. The site is old. It was formed in 2016.
Wow. His hosting is still valid, or it's not expired?
Yeah.
How many years did he buy?
It's valid.
How many years did he buy?
But it's still.
Okay.
I didn't check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go ahead and do it. So you can just log in. You can log in just like the way I told you. I cannot see this thing. This thing is failing to show me the start menu. I want to stop the video. The video has failed to stop recording. Okay, so that's it. But let me just use this. This guy has the
Okay, I don't know if you can help me
and
to log in without you using the just login details.
you have to use them.
Because should I send you the information again?
I think it is here.
Moses, so kumpaka kuchaja ye ya no. Jadi dia charging sagun. Dia PS. Please, my phone is charging slowly, so I need something that charges so fast. I will buy mine shortly. No? You see this one is blocking. It is blocking. TYS.
Why
Oh,
is it going
even
on
that
to
one charges so
that?
slow. Don't want that. Give me the black one. I will buy mine in 2 days' time. You give me your money, I buy for you for Friday tomorrow. Ah, I'm feeling I won't now. Those things do not charge. Leave my phone here now if you're not going to give me your USB. Because I've been using that one for the whole day.
So they are going to pay you. Hmm?
He's my client. I make for him some graphics. So I don't know.
You will not ask money for handling that web.
Of course I will. Though I don't know how much.
Okay. So you log into Sipan. Did you log into Sipan?
Yes, I did.
And what did you see?
I didn't see like. Yeah, I got the seed panel. And I saw those features there, the database, the what, the software. That's where I ended.
Just said okay.
Oh, they told me to create some virtual account. Is it in PHP admin?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't understand those ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it has a space of 1 GB. You can see this information from here.
Yeah. So that space is so small. It is enough.
We will find out. We will find out. So what else? Subdomain. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so it's in dark mode. Okay, so just come here. If we are using WordPress, go to File Manager. Just File Manager almost the same. Then go to. I hope you're watching carefully, because
What did you click next?
File Manager. And then if you can public HTML.
Yeah.
Then I'm not sure the video is recording because
Yeah.
it has refused to show me the start. So the video might not record. So if you're not careful, you may lose it all. You're not guaranteed of the video for sure. So be very careful. So I'll try to do like this.
Okay.
So I go to File Manager, I go to public HTML. Then you go to WP config. So in WP config, it will show you the information about your WordPress website. So if you come here, see here, they'll show you the database of your website. It is here. This is the database, and this is the password for the database. So here, while I'm here, I just want to know the database name. So this is the database 233, because there might be many databases. So what next I'll do, I'll go to phpMyAdmin. So I'll come back and go to phpMyAdmin. It is here. So in phpMyAdmin, I'm going to go to the other database. I have to log in again. So I'm going to log in using this information that is in WP.
Okay.
WP config. It's what I want to use to log into to this user, to this phpMyAdmin. So I'll come and I hope it will work. I'll come and get this username. I paste it here. I come and get this password. I paste it here. I log in. It fails. Let me log in with this del check thing. Then check. Hey, I have lost the password. I did not copy it. I copied it, but again I deleted it. So the password is JPW question mark TOD capital F CA then and then this. Let me see. It's okay. Inspect, then you move your mouse over here and change this input type to text if you want to copy this. So that's how you can even hack your own website. So you can see the password clearly. If I click on go, oh, so how do you log into the password to the database? If this does not work, wait, check group, and if I try many times it will be blocked.
That's where I also ended.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So it's going to be del check group. You put down the password. Oh, come here like this. But wait, WP. Oh, user. This is the user. Yeah, and this is the password. User. In fact, this password that I used. Okay. Put this password somewhere. Don't repeat it again and again. And then come and get password. Copy. Come and paste. Still not working. Okay, so let us try to get here. MySQL databases. Then you can see the users that are already there. This is the user. And it has assigned this user that database. So I'll do what? Assign this user to this database. Let me say add. This is the username. They'll check. And then the username that I'm providing here is the same. And then the password, so everything is okay. Changes. I'm not made any change. So go back to cPanel. Then of course the password is that one in wp config file. This password. Let me try to change it and see if the website will keep on moving. I save. So if I go to the website, it should not work. See, it's not working. So I remove the password. I save. I refresh. website is working. Okay, so let me see. If you try to log in using that, I believe it will not work. So phpMyAdmin cannot be accessed. So what could be the solution to that? Let me see. My SQLite connect. Access denied. This at localhost. Wait. Let me try one more. Wait, let me see. So let me try this with this password. It is JPW's question mark TOD FCA hyphen and then that. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay. There are so many ways of killing a rat. Okay, let's try another plan. Create a backup. Full backup? No. I want a database backup only. Download MySQL. Yeah, I want this only. Yeah, perfect. You see? I've downloaded my SQL database. So let me open it. I hope it has all the SQL. Let me open the file with 7-zip. Okay. Just open the file. Going to extract it with 7-zip. There are so many ways of Should I keep on recording?
Yeah, record because
Because what?
yeah, this thing you're doing very well.
Uh-huh. Because what?
Indeed.
So open.
The ones you're doing right now, right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting them very well.
Why?
I don't know.
Desktop. Nothing is going to help. Let me use plan B. Get all users WordPress. This function called WordPress get all users. Get you all users will get you all users. So I'm going to come here. There are so many ways. Some are technical. So I'm going to come to cPanel. I'm going to go to File Manager. Just let me show you. I'm going to go to File Manager. I'm going to go to File Manager. I'll go to. You're so tired. Today I went to the city, so that's why.
Yeah.
I went to the city. So you go to plugin. You guess which plugin is activated? Going to this revolution slider is activated. Yeah, or contact 7 must be activated. So I'll open contact 7. I'll come here to the word contact 7 and open it. I went to the city, so I was there. We walked so much. That's why I don't do my today's workouts. You left me in the struggle, man. You no longer do your workouts.
I still have the. I had some visitors, so I couldn't do. What if I die while not making some workouts?
You want to die. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the days I didn't even go to town because I was dying.
You're not feeling good. But you went today?
Yeah.
Okay, hope you'll be fine soon. Okay, so as a file, this is a plugin. So I'm going to write some code here in this plugin. So I'm going to ask for a hook, WordPress init, maybe WordPress init hook. So let me see under action. So this hook, if you put it somewhere, it will call something. You see, I copy that hook. I hope you see. I'm going to put it here, just on top of this plugin before anything is created. So when WordPress will finish initializing, it will call this. It will call this function. I learned WordPress programming just a few few weeks. While for you there, learning, you're not learning, learning, you're not learning. Now you see I'm programming WordPress. So I'll copy this file and come and update this. I didn't know these things. Like, I didn't know because I'm not the one who did them. But I sit down and start watching those boring tutorials. So that's the website. And you start watching those boring tutorials, my friend. You see? I'm listening. When WordPress is initialized, I will just modify a plugin. When WordPress is initialized, I do what? I die with it. I just modify the plugin. You see? I hope you've been watching. This is who wants this. Yeah, so I got this plugin. I go to WP content, I go to plugins, I go to one of the plugins that I guess it must be active, and then this is the file that is called when the plugin is active, the name of the plugin, this file. So I modify this plugin. So in plugin development, we have what we call hooks. So WordPress, when it finishes to load, if you add a hook here and you add a hook is called init, you can see here. Then you put a function that it should be called when initializing is finished. Okay, so I'm saying that when WordPress finishes to set up itself, it should call this function process post, something like that. Just you can create any function. So here in this function I just die. So you see, in this function I die, and you can see when the WordPress finishes, it is die. It is stopping from here. So from there I'm going to get all users. Okay, I'm going to create a new user. So I don't know how to create a user, so I just search. This guy's website is still the website is now okay. The hosting Bangladesh. Okay, I'm going to create a new user. Just say create new user. See, WordPress create admin user programmatically. All these questions are already there. So I'm going in this hook, I'm going to create a new user here in this function. So I'll just come here. You see the answers are there. Stack Overflow. And I hope you're learning.
Yeah.
So you see the answer is there. So I just copy this answer. I can just copy this function. Okay, so I can paste it here. So I'll copy this, maybe this function, admin user, and I paste it here. It can be any name of a function. It's just a function. So you see, username Sumaya. Hello, yeah. Sumaya. Password 123.
Yep.
Email, maybe put there the email of your future husband. Comment. So so you see, I'm just creating a username, my password, put Smile123, and email. So I'm increasing my skills day by day. So I'm programming WordPress, you can see. So you see, I'm checking if username does not exist. This function checks if username does not exist. It will do what to create for me this and then here I'll echo maybe account created successfully. I'll echo here else user name already exists, and I die at the end of the day. So I copy this, I come and do it and update this plugin. What is it? I think it is here, right? Paste, save. So if I come and refresh, where is the website there? Okay, it's called Belchege. These people must be from northern Uganda. Okay, let me press there, press enter. See, our username already exists. How come? Let me remove this condition and just remove the condition, and if true, let me save. I saved offline. I have to go and save in this file. Paste, save, come and refresh. So it finished. Was it successful or not? It did not tell. Okay, let us try to log in. But it won't tell. That's the problem. Let me just put if true, so to make sure that whether it is existing or not, you should just do it. So I come and update this file, save, refresh. So it's not telling us because it's not in debugging mode. So let me, if you want to change it to debug mode, you come here to WP config and then you change here debug and make it true. So here we'll see the errors in case there is an error. WP config, then debug and change it to true. Then to be able to do what? To show you errors. So if I come and refresh, in case there's an error, you see, call the constructor WP widget Facebook like is deprecated. So this Facebook whatever, this application, I mean this thing is already having some issue, you see. So there's a plugin that's already having issue, but how were we able to see that? By enabling configuration. So you can disable that plugin if you want. So let me see if everything is okay now. If I die from here, I save. I have to copy it and go and update online. No, this is WP config, right? I have to come here to the plugin, come and refresh. Yeah, so there's already some warnings, there's some what, you can even disable this plugin, but okay, let us get all users now and we see if our users have been created. Okay, get all users WordPress the programmatic. Okay, So you see there's this function. I want to first make sure that the account is created or not. It's just called get users. Get users. So I'm just going to call it I'll press just like PHP. It's PHP. So I copy the code, come and update this guy and save, and come and refresh. Can you see? These are the users. Let us see whether they have been created. Use my Ctrl F. Can you see? Your account has been created.
Do you think that's too small?
Can you see? Your account has been created. So your task is not to log in. You understand?
Zoom it. Zoom somehow. Zoom. The next thing, but I think it's so small.
Can't you see?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can now see.
Your account has been created. And what is the function? So just a function. This is how we create an account with yeah, with administrator privilege. So I'm now going to log in. But to log in, I have to do what? To deactivate the code that you have written. So I just come to this file and Ctrl Z up to the original file, then I've saved, and then I'll come and log in. Stroke WP admin. So the username is that one. The username. So this is showing because I did what? I enabled errors. I enabled debugging mode. And the password. Boom. That's all. You don't need even to go to PHP admin. Can you see? Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the good thing about learning. You learn stuff and then you know it at once. So any day when someone has an issue, they can just come to me and handle. So that's it. I'm now in. I can start updating the WordPress. What is the WordPress version that they're using right now? Let us see. 5.5. But it is latest. Almost latest. So like that. So but needs to be updated. The plugins, you see. Let us see. Look at the plugins.
That form doesn't work.
That thing.
The logo is broad.
I see this. There's this error, this warning. You have to disable that plugin. There's a lot of updates that are needed. So go update and good luck. So your username and password, they are here. So that's all great stuff.
I'm not saying very well.
I'm going to send them to you on WhatsApp. But you can also fix it by yourself. Yeah, welcome.
Okay. Send me the files, then if you've recorded, send me like a video and I practice and I see whether I will do it.
Okay. But still have a lot to learn.